Hey, what's happening? Jace here, and I'm getting ready to lay down a splurge. This will be called Splurge 10. I'm having one of those days today. You ever have one of those days? Uh, I'm supposed to put on a happy face and not show it. I hope I'm doing a good job. I don't know. I had a lot on my mind today, and I'm not sure why. Old memories coming back from out of the blue about certain things and situations, and yeah, the experiment is taking that and just stepping around it and keeping going, doing what we do. In my case, making music. We're not dominated by our mental state. We can actually shift our mental state. You know, they say hard times don't come to stay; they come to pass. But you know what? It doesn't make them any easier when they're happening for a lot of people. I was living in this place for about 3 years. This is Big Bear Lake, California. It's outside of Los Angeles, about 2 miles, and a lot of people don't realize that it's there because, well, let's face it, Los Angeles is Los Angeles. What is it? America's second largest city, I think, maybe? I mean, if I was going to guess, I would think it was New York and then Los Angeles. That would be my assumption, although I could be backwards. Anyway, this place is 2 hours outside of LA, and it's a mountain range called the San Bernardino Mountains. And there's a lake at the top of there. I think it's man-made. Anyways, I'm not the mayor of Big Bear Lake. I can't tell you. I mean, as far as knowledge is concerned, but it is absolutely beautiful there. It really is. This low-res picture isn't doing it justice. And damned if I could find a high-res picture of Big Bear Lake when I looked around online. Anyway, in spite of the fact it was one of the most beautiful places in the world, while I was there, I probably went through some of the most unbelievably difficult times of my life. Here, even here. And it's funny, it's like for all the things we learn when we go through hard times, sometimes when we look at the payoff versus what we went through to get it, it's kind of like, how could I have done that without having to go through that challenge to experience it? Well, we don't get to choose how the gifts are wrapped in life. And that's just a fact. What's really cool about Big Bear Lake is I want to say 16 miles from this picture, literally, and I know right where this was taken because I've stood there. I didn't take this picture. 16 miles from there um, is the Mojave Desert. Now, Big Bear Lake is at 8,000 feet, and the Mojave, of course, is, it varies, but desert, low level. I mean, a lot of it's high desert too. It changes around, but it looks like that. And see that road? It's like you get down there and you go for a ride in that desert and you get lost. I remember I used to go down there. Sometimes it's cool just to experience this sudden shift when you're at 7,000 feet and you come down into the desert like this in 16 miles, which is a pretty steep drop for a roadway. Yeah, it's an interesting drive. And you get down there and you're in the middle of this. And these roads, 90% of them are dirt roads, by the way. Dirt roads with people living on them. There's like little communities, houses, things and stuff at the end of these dirt roads. Sometimes they're 15, 20 miles long, just leading back into the middle of nowhere. I used to drive the truck back these roads, like those ones you see there. And I would park and get out. And just, it was amazing how open space, quiet, is filled with this powerful energy. So we know that a splurge is something to have an opinion about later that I come up with. It's a musical launch. It's igniting the process, igniting things. And sometimes the fire burns out like a flash and consumes everything that it was, intended to consume, and it's done. And sometimes it turns into a real piece of music. But at this stage, I don't even carry hope into this that it will. This is nothing more than an exploration and an experiment and fun and literally something to have an opinion about later on. And I'm going to use this opportunity now to look around and find some different sounds that I have not heard yet from recent upgrades. Talking about upgrades, this studio that I'm sitting in right now, this was about a 4-month, 5-month thing to get this thing into the condition it is now. I've received some compliments from people about it, and I really appreciate that. But just remember something, that people don't care where your music's made. Your job is to give them a reason as a musician to want it to get made. In other words, make them want more of it, because you are delivering something that they treasure or value. I mean, that's one reason. Another reason is to do it because to not do it would be the definition of insanity. Let's get a good output level going here. See if I can find something. Oh boy, I have no idea how to use this instrument. Drops of Melancholy. That's what we're calling this? Okay, that's fine. Pads. Am I dreaming? Not looking for a vocalist right now. Interesting. Okay, let's go with that. See what happens. I'm just going to get the playhead moving here. And I'm just going to close this up because there's no reason for this to be open right at the moment. I just want to look over these before I start here. I'm implementing some changes into my studio right now, into my practice and the pieces of gear that I'm using, how they intercommunicate into my process, and I need to go over this once before I start. All right. this for a second, but not too hard. Maybe let's go here. Thinking about transparent right now. Not thinking too, what's the word? Lush, something like that. And let's go ahead and get these A to Z, make sure. And what am I thinking I want to use here? Let's take a look at Legato Sordinos from Lass. Sordino Celli. Let's look at the full mix. Sorry, guys. Man, I gotta get better at this. I promise I'm gonna get better at this. I promise. Move me down to the corner down there. Move this over here. Okay. Actually, truthfully, I am getting better at it. Give myself a little bit of credit here. I'm doing way better than I did the first time. Jeez. I tell you what. All right, let me see. Ooh. Let me go ahead and see if this piece of gear to my left, the Korg Nano Control Studio, wants to play nice right now. It's been giving me some trouble lately. But it lets me have CC controls for this otherwise not very CC friendly keyboard that I use. But that is a small price to pay considering what this keyboard does for me expressivity wise. This is the Nano Control right over here on this side. So, you know, a little piece of gear that I keep there, but lately it's been acting up. So I think I'm connected with it. Let's see here. No. Let me see here. Turn this off and on. I have it in discovery mode. And it keeps disconnecting for some reason. I'm going to have to take a closer look at that. In the meantime, let's do this the old-fashioned way. Because we like to be old-fashioned. Not going to let a little technical thing wile me out. All right. I'm going to pull the modulation way down on this, I think, for starters. Oops, not like that. Okay. just trying to feel this, guys. That's the reason you'll see me hold down notes like that instead of just dragging them out to their using the MIDI tools and stuff like that, because I'm actively engaging my hand. I'm connected there somehow. Da 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 da. It's kind of hard to explain, but kind of like that. All right, so let's pull this down. Let me get. I want to get a big heavy reverb on that for myself right now, just to blend that in. Just grabbing quick things here. At the this stage of a splurge, I'm not doing this for qualities purposes. I'm doing this to get myself in the mood. This is about creating a mood for myself. You know, I'm just furthering the variables in the experiment. That is a nasty note right there on that particular instrument. It's not trying to offend, it's just doing it anyway. Sometimes tension is everything it's cracked up to be. What would happen if I brought a little warmth into that? Just let me think here for a second. That's what I thought. Take it easy, Tina. I just turned on Chase MIDI. Something you're going to want to do if you're working on ambient, long sustained note compositions of any kind. You're going to want to turn on the Chase MIDI function, because otherwise you're going to have to back this playhead up to where the sample is actually triggered. Turn on the Chase MIDI and it will pick it up anywhere in the sample. Go ahead and keep these going. Let's grab this and this. And those two notes interacting together, creating a very strange harmonic. Cool. I was thinking something like a flute, but maybe um, maybe a weird synth, like some sort of lead, something analog. Smooth might be nice. No, of course, some of these are going to be like a jarring. Called it! Yeah, right, sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. Got me too. My bad. If it scares you, it scares me too. I don't make a habit out of that. It shortly after there would be a gain staging taking place on this, but this is not the time for that. Trust me when I tell you that. This is the moment where I don't give a shit about those things. This is about whatever's whatever. And let's go ahead now. I just want to make an experiment here. I'm going to grab this guy. Actually, no. Hang on a second here. Just bouncing that out real fast. Following the muse here, guys. Following the muse. Let me just do something real fast here. Okay. Little if you guys are anybody happens to be a Logic user watching this, I know you may know this already, but rather than digging into your automations available for a track, which for something on movement kind of looks like this, chances of finding the right one are about 1 in 1,000, and you could spend an hour here. Just set this to latch, Logic is listening, and grab the knob. And it'll do just what you saw right there. All right, so a little bit of an ambient madness, I guess. We're going to call it on Splurge 10. I take a breath here for a little bit, grab myself another cup of coffee, and I'm going to come back most likely for more. And I'm grateful I just spent that time. You know, taking your creativity into the studio when you feel like not your best is kind of like the same thing as going to the gym. You know, you never feel lesser for it. You never feel like, man, I wish I didn't do that. You know? And who knows? You never know what cool things can happen. It's all here. It's all here. It's all here. Head, heart, hands. And some faith. All right, everybody.